Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be reinstalling our front plastic piece for our truck. License plate usually went right about here, but when I got taken off by the snowplow, and it's almost winter, so it won't happen again, I had to relocate this. I actually had to go find this, and I got ripped off, didn't know what was missing. And I got it back, as you can tell. So it's now time to reinstall it. To do that, we're going to be using our ramps. And part of that, you just make yourself a line with the tire right here, and then you have somebody gauge you coming up. We're not going to do that today. You have to feel for this ridge when the tire comes over the top. Same with over there. Obviously there's a driveway that goes like this, so you'll see how it stresses out. I'm not really too worried about that. I might move it up a little bit so it's on a flat surface. I think I might do that. So let's get it to a nice flat surface right there. That's good enough. Yeah, that's good. Do the same with this one. Gotta make sure they're even. My driveway's all slopey, and then you gotta make sure they're in line. Right there, beautiful. And again, right there, beautiful. Alrighty guys, that is a great mounting of the ramp. Here's what typically happens when you don't have a spotter. But I'm still going to run it like that. I don't really mind personally, but I do not recommend this, especially if you're going to get underneath the vehicle. I personally am not getting underneath the vehicle. I want to get in front of it. So if this happens to fall down, there's a good chance I'll be fine. Now the other thing I do, I got the E-brake on. I also shocked the rear wheel. Very important, so no shifting of the load, and away we go. We're just doing a little inspection underneath. And you can see the hardware where the plastic all snapped off. Every little bit of it, including the reinforcement, is a little twerked, and it's been snapped off. And then again, all snapped off. So I might be able to reuse the hardware. Oops, sorry, right there. I was looking around the camera, not through the camera. So we'll see what we can do when we remove this stuff and see how it links up. Okay, so I have 6 bolts. I grabbed those from the shop, and there's a lot of hardware on here. So I look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces of hardware to get this plastic bumper off, which is insane. So anything that's extra that's left over, I'll just zip tie, and I think that'll be more than enough. These are more than adequate with the washers and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. Removing the hardware was a little monotonous, 16 pieces, 18 pieces, whatever the heck it was, but it was a process we needed to do. I kept everything just off to the side. Don't know if I'm going to reuse this stuff, but it's good to do that anyways. Alrighty, so the next step here will be installing that onto that. So I've already put most of the bolts into place. So we're going to use lock nuts and washers. Wider washers than that. The original hardware is 1/8 thick, and you're like, why? Well, because it had a washer and nut combination in one. This way we have a wider washer. We're going to face side up. So that's be the customer side, and this would be the business side on the down. So that's the way it gets pressed. So it comes down, and that's why you got a nice smooth finish on it. Again, same deal. So customer side up. We're going to have lock nut, and we're going to fit that plastic bumper in between this about let's say 3/4 of an inch goes in there, because they're all broken, and then we're going to tighten it all down. So the bolt will be in like this. In comparison, guys, this is all the extra hardware that we're not going to be using. I'm going to keep it for some other project maybe. You see down here, they use it everywhere, and our hardware is right there in comparison. So the size difference. If I get a nice decent view of it, that'd be awesome. There we go. So that is the size difference. Anything else? I'm going to have zip ties running all the way through here to tighten it all up. So now we're going to put the bumper into place. Sorry, we're going to do the zip ties and then put the bumper into place. So I'm going to drill all the holes where they need to be, and then as I fit the bumper into place with the new bolts and everything, I will zip tie the rest of the components into place so everything's nice, tight, and taut, ready to go. So anywhere in the plastic bumper there, the fascia, that I could drill a hole through and then put a zip tie in, that's what I did. And it wasn't in the appropriate area where the bolts would come through, but I really couldn't do much about that. So what I thought would be a great idea, and it worked out really well, is put all the zip ties in place and then start using the zip ties to hang the bumper and then bolt it into place. Now we're going to fit up the bumper and fasten everything into place. Just to interject, guys, I forgot to hit record on this part of the video. Basically, you would have seen me underneath the car, as you've already seen earlier in the video, and I had my wrench and my ratchet to tighten all the bolts up into place. I had to make some adjustments to get everything to align properly. It's not that big of a deal, and I'm going to show you a couple of videos of it underneath where I just demonstrate what the process was and what it looks like. So you're going to have to extrapolate from there, but again, it's a simple process of the bumper just going into place and everything being tightened down from left to right, and that's the way you go. I really apologize for missing this and not hitting the record button. Had I actually caught it, I would have just undone everything and then redid the video, which I have done in the past. Anyways, without further ado, let's go. Well, that looks a heck of a lot better. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's got 6 bolts holding it in place. If I had more bolts, I could tuck it up more, but I'm not really going to worry about that. I may put some, self-tappers in there, like throw 2 there and 2 there, where the plastic tabs were broken off. But beyond that, it already looks daggone better. So I made sure that the fasteners were at the points where they need to be. If you look in here, just get at the, there we go, right there, on either side, so it's structurally there. And that's it. Pretty easy to do body repairs of this nature. Just bolt it back up and send it. Now if I go underneath here, I'll grab side cutters just to kind of re-explain a little bit. This here is bent, so it won't meet the bumper. I may bend it back, use a sledgehammer or whatever, not too worried about that. But it also gave its ability to have some flex with these guys. So I'm just going to snip this off. The zip ties will give it flex, whereas where the fasteners are, those will be ripped off if it ever gets hit again. So I am going to bend this back. You can see it's deformed. Not really that big of a deal. I'll throw some zip ties into that too. And away we go. So, thanks for watching this cheap fix body repair. If you went to the dealership, this would probably cost you a couple $100. Then the time and effort to put it all back in, let's say an hour. So there's $100 right there. So with zip ties, a couple bolts, $10 fix instead of a $300-400 fix. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. If you have any comments, concerns, leave them all down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, be safe, and if you do anything questionable, name it after me. Peace! we are done. Well, it held up. That's all that matters. Who knows when it'll be ripped off again. Hopefully not from a snowplow.